we are going to use a beach towel today, or you can use a cushion of some sort, a yoga block if you have it. Anything else you might need, I have a fan and some water here. We're going to start on the back. I like feet, flat, knees to the sky. What we want is for the spine to really start to feel like it's getting longer and longer and lengthening, like your shoulders start to drop back. You can take some big breaths here. And then to turn it up a little bit, we're going to put our elbows into the earth. Point your hands up to the sky so it feels like a little field goal or cactus. And then very slowly let the wrists, the backs of the hands, come closer to the earth above your head here. Now, don't hang out in anything that doesn't feel good. Take big breaths. If you need, you can move the elbows down or up. You can move the wrists out or in. Like, find something that feels like it's an opening and it's expansion, right? It's the opposite of sitting in our desk and rounding forward, which we tend to do when running. A few more big breaths. And then slowly we're going to hug one knee and then the other up. Just grab them, hands into the kneecaps, and kind of move your hips around. You can go side to side. You can do half moons. You can kind of give your knees a little bear hug here. And then we are going to slowly let the weight fall over to one side and kind of roll up to your booty so that we can come to our hands and knees. We're going to build, this is called tabletop. So rooting down through your hands, your knuckles, your fingertips. You can point your toes back behind you. We want to stretch the tops of the ankles and the shins. And we're going to do cat-cow. So when you're ready, you drop the belly, you take a big breath in. And then on the exhale, you round it out. So this one is great because it works all kinds of things in the upper body. Again, kind of combating rounding forward. It stretches through those shoulder blades nicely. Keep flowing here. And then see if it feels good to go side to side. Sway your hips side to side. You can move your knees a little wider or narrower if you need. Then you can kind of really get into it, leaning the shoulders, looking over the shoulder. And then just take a few moments just to kind of wiggle it all out in the center. We're going to build child's pose next. Let your hips sink back towards your heels and let your head rest somehow. So this is where you can use a prop. If the tops of your ankles do not feel good being that open, put a pillow or a towel underneath the ankles and it'll give them a little flex. They won't be so extended. You could put this behind your hips on top of your ankles to give a little more space for your knees, right? Knees feeling too tight. And then you can use something under your head. Feel free to use all three. What we want is for you to be able to kind of relax into this shape, just let gravity do all the work. You just get to receive the benefits here. Take one more big breath here. And then we'll start to come back up to your hands and knees. Move your props aside if you used them. Remembering that each time you do this, it might be a little different, so props can move around. For a moment, turn your hands out in your tabletop here, fingers out, or you can turn them all the way, one hand or both, around. Opening through the forearms is nice. All right, start to unwind the hands. Now we're going to go a little deeper into the ankles and the toes. Be very mindful here. We're going to move slowly. What you're going to do is tuck your toes like push-up toes and then let your hips start to sink back towards your heels. Sometimes you have to reach down and kind of bring the pinky toe into the party here. To make it more intense, you walk your hands closer or up to your thighs. We do not want any pulling sensations. So if that is the case, which I actually remember happening here when I was demoing this, just bring your elbows back down to the earth and kind of hang out where it feels like there's an opening, a stretch, but nothing too much. And then we'll lift the ankles for a moment, wiggle them out, winkle the toes. Good. Okay, now walk your hands forward. Keep your toes tucked like push-up toes. We're going to build downward facing dog where you lift your tailbone and drop your head. So soften your knees. Don't worry about putting your heels to the earth. Get up on your tippy toes even if it feels okay. You can kind of pedal one foot down, then the other. Really press into your hands. Get really strong through your arms, but then relax your neck a little bit. Maybe you shake yes and no gently. If this is too much, you always just bring your knees back to the earth. Maybe one more big breath. And then very slowly, use your muscles, use your core to slowly bring your knees down to the earth, back to tabletop. Good job. Take a little breath in, child's pose. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do one more little fiery thing here. So kick one foot back. I'm going to take left foot back. Ground your foot into the earth like push-up toes. Now, if the arch or the ankle doesn't feel like it wants more of this movement, then just don't push in too hard. This is just an option here. Then crawl your opposite hand, right hand forward. Walk your fingertips as far forward as you can. Keep reaching almost to the edges of your yoga mat. Now slowly lift them. Keep trying to reach beyond your yoga mat. Hug an imaginary marble up in your belly button, right? I just put it in your belly button. Pull it up, up, up. Good. Keep lifting, keep breathing, keep rooting down into the earth. Good job. And then we're going to release. Take a few wiggles. Good. This is building the muscles on the back side, the upper posture muscles, to keep you able to run with better posture for longer. So kick the other foot back, option to get into the foot, the ankle, the calf. It just gets a little differently. Wander the other hand forward as far as you can and then start to lift everything up off the ground. Now, imaginary marble in the belly button. Hug up, up, up. Big breath in, big breath out, and then release. Good job. Shake, shake. Okay, this next pose we're going to build, we're going to need to use a little intuition and decide whether it feels good. It takes a little while to find, but once you find it, it's really nice. So we're going to stand up on the feet. Widen your stance, nice and wide. Bend the knees a lot. And we're going to try to rest your belly kind of on your thighs. Use your hands on the ground, but eventually sometimes it's nice to grab opposite elbows. What we do not want is lots of space between your belly and your thighs. So if you need to, keep widening, keep lowering, keep dropping the hips, dropping the shoulders, relaxing through the head. Hands resting on a yoga block or on your props is helpful. And just try to let your upper back really let go. All right. When you're ready, bend your knees a lot. We're going to roll up to stand. Take your time, hands on thighs, to crawl yourself up. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls up and back feel good. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do a balance, flexibility, and strength move all in one. And I love it, love it, love it. I call them bird feeders. So you need something to be your target. It can be something high. It can be something medium, like the lower cushion, or it can be my water bottle or yoga block at the front of my mat. So we're going to stand on one foot. I call these bird feeders because you're going to kind of tip forward like those little tchotchke bird feeders. You're going to ground into the right foot. I have right foot, one foot. Hover the other foot, and then you're going to lift your heel behind you. Let that be like the starting point. And then slowly reach your opposite hand in front, almost like that bird dog sensation. And we're going to tap the hand to the earth. And then rise up. So we're going to do that a couple times. Now, you don't have to go all the way down to whatever you're reaching. Just reach forward when you feel like you're at the edge of your balance. Then you're going to lift your heart, let your heart lift you back up, and then your feet come back to the earth. Shake out your feet if you need, because these strengthen all the little muscles in the arch, in the ankle. And then we're going to just slowly play with a couple of these. So the way you make this a little more challenging is as you get more strength, as you get more balance, as you get more coordination here, it is to be expected that you're going to have little wiggles and wobbles and you're going to fall out. But what you don't want is to bring your foot down and then stand up through the heart, right? We want to be like one long thing where the heel is lifting, heart is lifting, one is activating, one is lowering, right? You feel that little like teeter-totter energy. Good. When you're ready, shake, 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 and then we'll play into the other side. Yeah, sometimes it feels nice to tuck the toes, but some days that's a little much. Just shake, shake, shake. All right, so you're going to root down through this foot, kind of grounding through the ball of the foot, the toes, the heel, trying to lift through the arch a little bit maybe. Find your balance, and then lift the heel, reach opposite hand forward, tap, and then lift the heart to rise up. Good. And so yeah, after you start to get more balance and strength, maybe you start to tap your toe to the earth. Maybe you start to hover it in between. It's just a way for you to be like, ooh, my balance is on point today, or ooh, I'm in need of a little more balance today, right? So these are great because they also help to prevent little hamstring tweaks because you are using your hamstring in both ways that a hamstring can be used, not just in the pull way that we do when we're running. Okay, so we are going to do the last one here. Oh, so good. You can use something big like a couch cushion or this cushion I have on my back porch. I just have my towel rolled up, and it's about as long as my spine is from like my hips to my shoulder blades. But you get to create the size that works here for you. What we want is we want to put it all the way up to your spine as you're sitting down, and then you're going to lay back over said object. You can put your hands like the cactus shape. You can reach them out to the side. You can rest them hands on the body. You can take your legs long. You can crisscross applesauce, or even take your feet like butterfly. It's called supine butterfly on the back. So feet together, knees wide. And we're just going to let the body hang out. So if it does not feel good in this open, then just start to shift, make little adjustments, stretch the legs long. Again, allowing the body to open the front side that gets closed while sitting, running, driving. You can hang out in this shape as long as you'd like. But whenever you are ready, you can take a big breath. You can bring your feet back to the earth flat, knees to the sky, and then you'll just slowly roll off to one side to kind of dismount your props. We call this fetal pose. Hang out there as long as you'd like. And then slowly you can come up to your tush and just take a moment to notice how you feel. Let the blood flow back down. A little moment of gratitude for showing up, and a little high five from me.